Good evening and welcome to tonight's session of Unplugged with Rose. My name is Roslyn Miner. Tonight's topic is mission boards and mindful goals, designing a year that matters. Tonight, I am really honored to have my good friend and HR colleague, Lillian Gala. Lillian is the one individual who has mastered the art of living intentionally. She is the HR director of Diamond Trust Bank. She's the founder and CEO of Lillian Gala Network and the Lillian Gala Foundation. Lillian is widely admired for how she shows up. She leads with authenticity, conviction, and heart. And tonight she joins us as we tackle this very important topic. Just before I hand over to Lillian, I would like to quote two interesting statistics that support our topic tonight. The first one being intentional goal setting encourages people to design goals around values, capacity, and season of life, making goals more sustainable and meaningful. Most importantly, intentional approaches help people shift from chasing outcomes to living with purpose, allowing goals to evolve as life unfolds without guilt or pressure. Lillian, karibu sana.
Thank you very much, Rose, for that introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Rose,
good evening. Perfect. So tonight, being the new year, a lot of us are struggling with, is it resolutions? What's the difference between resolutions, goal setting, etc.? So to start us off, how do we approach goal setting at the start of a year in a way that feels thoughtful rather than pressured?
Very good question, Rose. First and foremost, I want to thank you for putting this together, the platform Unplugged with Rose, because again, I normally say one conversation at a time. When you have these kind of conversations, you tend to, there's something that will always pick, and especially this particular topic that speaks to me as an individual, goal setting, just having your life mission-oriented, mission-led. There's a reason why you exist. So quite an amped and very relevant topic. Thank you for honoring me with this invitation and happy to be here. I think straight to your point, Rose, if you talk of goal setting at the beginning of the year, most of us, you'll find that we set the goals. We are very energetic. We are from the December holidays. We've done what we needed to do with our families. Some of us, we are all over the roofs, doing what judges do. So everybody is quite ready for the new year. But do we keep up with the same energy that we've started with? When we put everything on the paper, do we do the follow through? What happens along the way? How come when it reaches February, March, we tend to just flatten out? So that flattening out or losing that spark is what we need to identify. What do we need to do so that we don't lose the spark? Because having the spark is quite something that I think it's easy, if you ask me. The fact that everybody's talking about January 1st of, actually, it normally starts, Rose, if you can remind me, I think by 31st. 31st at night, by midnight, everything, you're busy writing everything. But 1 week down, then, okay, 1 week you still chase. Those people are going back to the gym, eating right, want to start applying for a better job, whatever it is. But what will make us now become, attain the goals that we've put down, attain the goals that we've written down is what I want us to speak about very, very briefly. Rose, for you not to feel pressurized, ladies and gentlemen, you must align your goals with who you are. Don't just put the goals down because you've seen Rose going back to the gym. You've seen Rose putting, maybe looking for a greener pastures. Whatever it is that her goal is for that particular moment, you want to do the same. You will give up along the way. Month 3, you will not be having the same energy because that is not who you are. So that alignment, Rose, for me, even before even putting them down, the alignment has to be who you are. Does it speak to your values? And I think you've just talked about values briefly when you were doing the
Yeah.
intro. That value is very important. Do they speak to your value? Do you have the interest? Is it speaking to your, are they speaking to your aspirations? Do you aspire to become that healthy person that you keep talking about? Do you want to belong to that particular community? Are you ready to put in the work? So once you are aligned, ladies and gentlemen, that alignment is key. Does it speak to who you are? Or you're only doing it because my neighbor looks good, she's doing ABCD, my colleague is doing ABCD, she succeeded. I also want to do the same. You'll be very pressurized, you'll feel out of place, you'll feel desperate. And what happens again? You say 2027, I will do it differently. You keep postponing. That one alignment for me is very, very key. Does it speak to you? And then Rose, again, what comes to mind is don't have so many goals. Just identify what you want to run with. So let it be like 3, 4 things. You don't have to have the 12 of them. You are one person, you want to go back to school by this particular time, you want to register for this club, you want to network, you want to eat healthy, you want to do all these things all together. You can't achieve much. You have to identify key goals that you can run with. And then when you achieve all that, you can go back and add more to that. Because again, life is very dynamic. Nothing is static. The Lillian of December is totally different from the Lillian of now. That's the truth. Life keeps changing. So with that in mind, you can't have everything bogging you down, because when you look at your list, when you look at your mission board, what will happen is there are too many, it's too crowded, I don't need this. You become, there's nothing enticing because it's too heavy for you. Even by just looking at it, you feel this is too heavy. I'm not good. I think I am overdoing it. So for me, again, having specific, very manageable, attainable goals, very, very important. That takes us to the SMART bit of it. The SMART, I think we all know what it is all about. Very, very
Yeah.
important. When they're few realistic, then you'll achieve those. If your goals are quite exaggerated, too many, you hear of somebody saying, this is my goal, you want to copy that, you want to emulate that, you put it down. You've had somebody talking about your colleague saying this and this, you've already put it down. So you have a whole list that looks so heavy, and it's very discouraging because you're not able to attain all that. And then what comes to mind again, those on goal setting, if you want to achieve them, if you want to be very, to realize the goals that you put down, I think what comes to mind is having a timeline that is very, very supportive in nature, because you'll have a weekly goal, you'll have a goal that is monthly, you'll have a goal that is quarterly, and then the overall one, which is maybe for the whole year. You don't want to say that I'll complete the whole thing in this week. So if, for instance, if it's a quarterly goal, you want to look at it maybe on a weekly basis. So allow me to take that again. And that ties into my point, which I wanted to talk about on review. Also, you need to review your goals. So, sorry, those are 2 points. So one is that, yes, you have the goals that are time-bound. You have the specific timelines that you want to attain them. Very good. That is point number 3. And to the same point, you want to be reviewing them. You don't just want to say, for 3 months, I will go and look at my quarterly goals. You'll be so disappointed. You've not done much. But if the quarterly goals, the ones that you had specified as on a quarterly basis, I'll be doing this. So you'll go back on a weekly basis. How am I doing? Is it the speed? Am I slow? Am I, or maybe you're even ahead of the game? Then at least you're able to. So even reviews. So number one for me is the alignment. Are they aligned with your values? If I can just repeat so that I don't lose anyone. The alignment is very key. And then there's the time, apart from that, also we need to have specific ones. We don't have to have a very long list. Have very few goals sustainable. That is point number 2. Don't have so many bogged down or many goals that you want to achieve that even if you know yourself, you are overwhelming yourself. Life already is so complicated. Life is so complicated. You don't want to complicate it with your own goals. Be soft to yourself. Be kind to yourself. Be loving to yourself by just saying, you know what? Rome was not made in a day.
In one
Yeah,
day.
step by step. So the moment you have the fewer goals that are attainable, we go to the timelines when you want to achieve them. This is now you can talk of quarterly by the end of the month, in next year by December. Once you've done that, again, there's something now known as evaluation, review. So review, that's what I was talking about. You need to have the reviews maybe on a weekly basis, especially for the quarterly ones, because the quarter can be so long. 3 months, you are like, oh, I'll go back and see what I'm doing after 3 months. That one you'll not be able to attain so much because you don't have anything pushing you. And when you look at your goals most of the time, they tend to drive you because you look at it every week and you're like, oh my God, I'm not doing so well. I need to up my game on this part. And then this other part I'm also doing okay, tick the box, move to the next one. So that weekly kind of gives you that momentum. Remember, we don't want to lose the momentum in February. So in February, we don't want to lose the momentum in come March or come February. We want to keep going. The only way we can keep going, the only way we can keep the fire is by reviewing those goals on a weekly basis. If it's a daily goal that you have put on the paper, again, have them written. Allow me to take this back again. Make sure your goals are written. Number one, after alignment, make sure you write them. So you fix for me that. Number two, make sure you write them down so that you go back and have a glimpse of how you're doing. There's the power of having things written down. The moment you put it down, you'll be able to, it will be, I don't know if you've seen a scenario whereby maybe you want to buy, let me just give a very common example. You want maybe a particular car in your mind. You want this car, it's red, it's a particular model. Trust me, that week you'll be seeing all those red cars throughout. You'll not be seeing any other car. You'll be seeing that. Rose, it has happened to you? Has it happened?
It does. It has. And you've actually reminded me of something Steve Harvey said. He talked about what do you want to achieve?
Yes.
And if I may put it a bit on the Christian side, he was saying, ask God what you want. And when you ask Him, if you want a car, be specific.
Yes.
If you want, for example, a Kia, you say, I want a Kia. I want a Kia Sportage. I want the Kia Sportage to be silver gray or to be red. I want it to have leather seats. I want it to have heated seats. You have to be specific to the T. And it's very true. When you write things down, it's like you've put a covenant with yourself. And when you go back, you will actually find yourself taking them off. So yes, I totally agree with you. Align your goals with your values, write them down. There's that power in writing them down. And yes, those 3 to 4 key goals that you're seeking, don't overpower yourself. There's power when you have it, when you can see it. It actually pushes you to go to the next level. And yes, part of time bound, I think a lot of us struggle with that because we say, I want to achieve a master's this year. But you've not committed to when do you want to register for your master's? Not even register. What master's do you want to have? Why are you doing master's in the first place? Which school do you want to identify? Or what do you want to achieve with that master's? So yes, these time-bound goals, having a timeline to it actually pushes you to commit. And then when you are reviewing your goals as you go, your life is not static.
Yes.
So as you evolve, as you achieve these goals, some goals will become, you've already achieved it, so you go to the next one. So yes, I totally agree with you. Writing them down is power.
Yes.
There's power in writing it down.
There's power in writing, Rose. And
Yeah.
true to that, I think just the same way you're giving that example of the Kia car, you'll always be seeing those Kia cars because it's already, your mind is already wired in that manner. The universe also conspires with you. There's power in writing down. There's power in just saying it, speaking it, and believing it. And this is when we're not becoming spiritual, but that's a reality. When you put something down, you tend, and even the fact that you're going back to it, Rose, to refer to it. Where am I? Week 1. What am I doing? Week 8. You'd already specify, and that is now the calendaring or the planning of the year. Because you're going back, you're able to activate your mind, you're able to activate your brain, and your brain, you'll start now picking those cars for you, or that dress, whatever it is that you want, that university, that particular job that you're looking for, it will start now looking for it, and it works with you because you're already putting it down and you refer to it. The review is very powerful. The review is very powerful. The evaluation bit of it, very important. Most of us, we put the goal down, And then at the end of the year, by December, November, you want to see what am I doing? It's too late, too little, too late. The last bit, Rose, the last point,
Yeah.
and I think that should be our fifth point, is
Yeah.
we need to visualize the challenges or the obstacles. Because at the end of the day, there will always be obstacles of anything. There's two sides to any coin. The last thing you want is doing with all your mind that everything is smooth. There's nothing that is so. Life is not a linear kind of approach. Life can be there are ups and downs, there are turns and twists. And knowing that it will be able now, you'll be able to be prepared because you're looking forward to, should anything go wrong, I'll always detour. If I don't detour, I will know. I think you've just spoken to these rules whereby you said life keeps changing. And in that changes, you're able to know, do I add more? Do I release this? What is not working? What do I need to tweak? And I was talking to you about a certain program whereby you are saying we're going to tweak this program because
Yeah.
we are seeing it taking this angle, because there's nothing wrong with that. That is life. So the moment you visualize the obstacles, nothing will stop you. Nothing will come between you and your energy. Remember, you're talking about the energy and the momentum that we've started with when you're
Yeah.
drawing these goals, when you're putting these goals down. That momentum, don't want to lose it. So in the process of not losing it is by knowing that anything can happen. And if it happens, it's part of the progress. It's part of learning. There's no failure in life. Nobody fails. The ones who fail are the ones who refuse to rise up. But the ones who've embraced the failure, or the ones who've embraced that setback, they know that setback is part of the training. Setback is part of the process. There is no one who's ever been successful without having those failures in life or those mistakes. By knowing that, you know that yes, I'll go to the gym. There's a day that I'll feel a bit bogged down. I might not be able to do so much, but that is part of the progress. I will be better next week. I'll be better tomorrow. You don't say, oh, I'm now not even able to do anything. My body, my muscles cannot even attain. I was always born like this. Nothing will ever work. My employer, my timing is so poor. It is just the week that is not favorable to you. It is just the month that is not favorable to you. That's why you are having so many troubles, and therefore you're not able to do what you had planned to do. That gym, you can't eat it every day because for this particular week, maybe things are very tough. You are needed every morning at workplace. You can't say, I knew it. I'm not going to say, you see, now to my normal routine. The normal routine is part of the setback. It's just part of the process. But doesn't
Yeah.
mean that it's lost. It means at that particular time, that is what we're going through. It's part of the progress. There is no perfection without progress. So, Rose, I think I'll leave it at that in terms of maybe you can just wrap up for us what we've talked about on goal setting so that we
Yeah.
don't lose momentum. That is a question that I keep getting. Lillian, you seem to be so charged from um, January to
Monday to
January
Monday. Yeah.
to can you take those five tricks or the hacks that have
Yeah.
worked for me? And I think I've already shared with you when we were just starting this that for me, it's just having, it's like you are always ahead of the time. You are always ahead of your own goals, but just knowing, yes, next week I plan to do this, but I can see there's going to be a delay, and therefore I think I mentioned to you I was building yesterday. There was a construction that was being done yesterday under the
Yeah.
foundation. I was not
Yeah.
able to, but already because I could foresee that, I don't beat up myself for not traveling. What did I
Mm.
do? I made sure that remotely everything is moving forward, so
Yeah.
that I'm happy that mama, that widow, already has a house, has a roof over her head by yesterday night at 9 p.m. They finished late at around 8:30, but
Yeah.
she already has a house. So I'm happy the mama is happy. But
Yeah.
if I was to look at it and say, because I'm not traveling, this house is not going to be done, I will do it next week, I'll be very desperate. I'll be very deflated because there's a lady or there's a widow who is not able to have a peaceful night because of those kind of things. So by just being ahead, by just finding those solutions, those obstacles, Rose, you will not even see them. You will say, I'll do it differently, but let me tweak the detours I was talking about.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That is a very powerful start of the session. Just to recap for those that are joining us now. One, align your goals with your values.
Mm-hmm.
Two, write them down. There is power in writing them down. Three, concentrate on 3 to 4 goals that you can run with. Do not extend yourself unnecessarily. You will find yourself losing focus and you will drain because there are those that you have no control over. So focus on 3 to 4 and run with them and ensure they are smart goals. 4, have time bound goals. Is it a weekly goal? Is it daily, weekly? monthly, quarterly, annually. Always go back and review the goals that you have set against the timelines that you have indicated. The next one is review your goals. Life is not static. There are those goals you will achieve easily, there are those goals that will take a while. Tweak as you go. Be kind, have grace on yourself. You're only human. And then visualize the obstacles. I think we are quick to write what we want to achieve, but we shy away on what can actually cause a detour to the goal that we're having. So visualize what those obstacles are. They actually help you plan ahead. They actually help you come up with, in the event this happens, what is the next game plan? The idea here is we don't want you to lose momentum. So we need you to keep your energy and your momentum from the very beginning to the very end. And in the event that you hit an obstacle, there's a saying that goes along the lines of, just because something has gone wrong, it doesn't mean that it's a bad life. Just because you had, a setback, it doesn't mean that it's a bad life. So in the event that you hit an obstacle, then find your way up again, because at the end of the day, obstacles are learning curves. So don't fail to give yourself the opportunity to learn. Now,
Excellent.
now that we have identified how to go about the goals, yeah, I think that will cover. So let's look at how can people carry both progress and disappointment. And I think this is the one that you have talked about, visualizing the obstacles. But now from the past year to 26. Now, let's say someone had a goal in the past year that they did not hit the target they wanted. How can they continue that momentum of the goal? If the goal has not lost its value, most definitely the person needs to achieve it. How can you encourage that person to navigate that without being hard on themselves?
Good question, Rose. I think, like you've said, at times you'll have obstacles in life. So you might not be able to attain what you are looking for in terms of your goals, in terms of your desired dreams, in terms of your vision. And that is a time now for you to give yourself grace. You spoke about that. But you're saying last year I might not have attained this. I might have not done the right thing that I should have done. But that does not make me a bad person. That does not make me a loser. That does not make me somebody who cannot attain anything. So you need to first embrace that. You need to first talk to yourself. Even that talk alone is quite important. What we do, we assume that year did not work. So after all, I'm just meant to be like this. I was meant to just live this life. So by saying that, you've already given up. And let me tell you, the moment that foundation is not right, there is nothing that is going to be right, because you're operating from a very low frequency, you're operating from a very negative frequency, and that is what you tend to attract. That negativity, that frequency is what you're attracting. But Rose, if you come and say, I might not have done it well, and therefore, I think we all know about this, the Albert Einstein saying, the saying that goes like, you can't do the same thing and expect different results. You have
Yeah.
to do things differently. For me, that is how to answer you, Rose. That is what you need to embrace. But just saying, what didn't I do right last year? How come I didn't achieve what I wanted? I wanted to read 52 books. I only did 3 books. Was it that I was having bad companies? What was it? Did it mean that maybe I went to bed very early? What can I do differently this time round? Do I maybe come out of social media maybe 2 hours every morning? I just lock my phones, no TV, no phones, no nothing, just 2 hours read. What is it that I can do differently that I did not do in last year? But Rose, you can't say this. You can't have this conversation with yourself if you're still beating up yourself. So let's do this. Let's start with number one, which is embracing the moment, actually embracing yourself. That is a word before even the moment. Just embracing yourself. Just saying, you know what? I didn't do it right. I am legal. I didn't do it right. I do it right. I'm ready to do it right. That is just being fair to yourself. The same way you talk to your friend. Rose, when you talk to your friend, before you tell them, don't worry, it didn't work out. It will be better this time. There's no single time you tell them, oh, you're bogus. You will never do anything right. I doubt, Rose. You don't talk to people like that. You're very grateful, you're very kind. Most of the time we talk to our family members like that, we talk to our friends like that. But when it comes to ourselves, you're like, I'll never get it right. This is just how I'm born. I'm just a soft person. I'm just this. So that is what you need to come out, Rose, so that you come out of. Where you're saying, last year I did not do that. This year I must attain it. So that is point one, Rose, by embracing yourself. Accept who you are, embrace yourself. Then we move to point number two, Rose, whereby you are saying, what are we going to do differently? And you cannot know this thing that you're going to do differently if, Rose, you're not able to do what? To analyze what it was. So analyze the situation. Go back, the trend, the pattern. Why did you achieve the 52 books that you are really geared at? I'm sure many of us who here who've logged in, maybe we have book clubs and all that you want to attain. So those, what will make you not attain all that? Write it down. Sorry, didn't, what, what did you do right? Made you not achieve? Write that as well. And then you're able now, once you've analyzed all that, you'll be able now to go back to draw it differently. Same results, same style, same method will never give you a different outcome. You'll still have the same outcome. Ensure that that particular outcome that you're looking for, do it differently, you'll attain the outcome that you're looking for. And then, Rose, for me, point number three that comes to mind is just by spicing it up a bit. Just dwelling on the same, doing it differently, spicing it up a bit. By just knowing if it's a route that you're taking, maybe stop that route to the gym. Use a different route to that particular gym. You'll find it very interesting by even doing small changes like that. So spice it up a bit. Make sure if it's something that you need to maybe undo a bit of it, maybe you need to draw some, if it was a longer goal, maybe make it shorter, simplify it, by doing just tweaking. I think it's just more of detouring and a bit of tweaking so that you get the essence of spicing it up a bit differently. Because again, you don't want to repeat it. It will be so monotonous. You talked of 52 books and you didn't attain it.
Yeah.
So this time around again, you want to talk of 52 books. For even say, it won't work because your mind is already seeing the difficulty that you did not attain. So in my shoes, what I'll do, I'll just say, you know what? You're not doing 52. Maybe let's do 47. Let's do 40. Already I'm better because either I've made it lower or I can just say, you know what, you're going to do 60. So that one I leave it to you, ladies and gentlemen, but spice it up. You can't go with the same energy that you had last year. You can't go with the same desired outcomes and expect the same. Spice it up a bit. Before spicing it up a bit, analyze what did not work last year so that you don't make the same mistake. Before analyzing, embrace yourself. Give yourself some grace. It did not work, but it's gonna work this time around. And then lastly, what comes to mind after maybe spicing it up is just again maybe have accountability partners. People who can support you. People who can say, hey Rose, where are you with this particular outcome? Where are you with this particular dream of yours? Where are you with this particular goal? What's happening? Can we meet up over coffee just to analyze? Rose, we have such people in our lives, family members. Let's talk to them. But they will never know. They will never come through if you've not engaged them. Even that, having that accountability partner makes it changes the whole ball game. Sorry, the whole ball game. It could be your colleague. It could be your friend. For me, the accountability partner works a lot because I'm able to say, hey, wake up, it's 5 a.m., let's hit the gym, or whatever it is that the goal that you have, name it, we need to go back to school, we need to go back to class, we need to achieve this. So having that accountability partner, very, very key. These are the PABs that I keep talking about, the personal advisory board, the PABs, the personal advisory board, that is your mentor, your coach, your accountability partner, your sponsors, name them, all those 5 people. That's another topic for another day, Rose. Where 5 people in one, those are the people that you need when you are setting these goals. Because they'll be able to cheer you up when you're doing well. They'll be able to say, hey, you're not doing well, because they have your best interest at heart. They're able to look you in the eye and tell you, no, Lillian, slow down. You are stretching yourself, or you are actually you're not doing what you're supposed to do. So those 4 the things that I would really talk about in terms of revamping this year if we didn't attain last year.
Again, fantastic. For those that are joining us now, let me do a quick recap for you. If you're struggling with how to transition from last year to this year, first things first, you need to embrace yourself, love on yourself, be kind to yourself. Yeah, accept yourself. because again, no one else is going to achieve it other than you. So you might as well start loving on yourself if if any change is going to happen. The second one is you need to call yourself a meeting and ask yourself, what will I do differently? What are the patterns that were there? What are those behaviors that were there that actually diverted me from achieving my goal?
Yes.
Identify them, acknowledge them. Yeah. And then once you've done that, and please don't forget you're writing these things down, okay? Spice things up, okay? For any change to happen, you cannot do things the same old way. So identify, what do you need to change? What do you need to undo? What do you need to tweak? Okay? You cannot carry the same energy and expect extraordinary results. You have to change the whole vibe altogether. And last but not least, have accountability partners. Who sits in your personal advisory board? Who is that person who will call you up, call you out when they know that you are slacking? Who is that person who will call you out with best interest at heart, that you know you will give them a year and you know that whatever they tell you is out of love and wisdom? So who are they? So identify that and let's see the magic you're going to create in this year. Loving this. On to the next question. Once reflection is in place, what helps turn insight into clear intention? So I've called myself for that meeting and I appreciate these are the things I need to change. For example, maybe I am spending so much time on social media, I'm doom scrolling. So once I have identified, once I have this insight, how do I transition that into clear intention?
Very good. Very good question there, Rose. And like you said, reflections will always remain reflections, and intentions will always remain intentions. But there's one key word that we must do for us to do what? To attain that desired goal, that desired vision. Because without it, and it's as simple as just diving in. Action is what will make a difference. Execution, just getting in. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Once you've reflected, you've known these are the areas that I need to reflect. Sorry, these are the areas that I need to improve on. These are
Yeah,
the areas that I need to work on. These are the areas that will take me to the next step. But they remain intentions. They remain knowledge. They remain something at the back of your mind. They remain a dream that you have in your heart. One day I will do this. But first, you have to just jump in the deep end. You must action. You must take that responsibility of just saying, I'm here. I need to action this. I will act. I am ready. You don't have to feel, you don't need to feel that readiness completely. You're saying, I have this type of financial, whatever put together. I have this kind of, as long as your spirit is willing, dive in. For me, the word is just action. Simple as that.
yeah,
The moment you have the reflection, you have the intention, they'll always remain at that point. The difference, what is a game changer, is the actioning part. Just you diving to the deep end. And most of the time, Rose, if you dive in, nothing goes wrong. And this one I talk from my own experience, be it from the foundation work that I do, my philanthropy work, be it the network, which is about bringing people together, the leadership and all that, and coaching. It's the same rules. Never wait for a moment that is perfect. You will never have more days. We all have 24 hours. You will never have 24 hours in a day. You will not say, when my kids go to high school, I will have more time. Trust me, when they go to high school, now you need to even visit them more. When they get married, now you want to even coach them in their. There's
yeah,
always something going on in life. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Oh, when I get a promotion at my workplace, I will do ABCD. Don't wait. Just action. As long as that desire is there, that intention is there, that reflection is there, work on it. Execution will make the difference. Execute. Otherwise, they remain reflections. And by the moment, before you realize, Rose is doing the same thing that I wanted to do. Oh my God. Rose has applied
yeah,
for that position that I was to apply for. You're always running behind the schedule. Why? You're waiting for the perfect moment to action. Dive in to the deep end. The rest will take care of itself. Foundation work I started. I just woke up one morning, called my mom, said, I'm coming home. I'm coming to build. When I reached there, and they thought it was, those dreams that you don't even, in my heart, I know what I want. I want to do this for the widows back in the village. I don't have to do any fundi rules. Because she asked, who will do it? Do you have a fundi? I don't have a fundi. I'm coming. I'm traveling. Please. Just know that I'm on my way coming. I reached there. Fundis, you will find them. Somehow, you will find them. The iron sheets, somehow you'll find an hardware. I'm just giving an example that I can speak to because it relates to me. So allow me if maybe I'm losing someone. So those things keep waiting for. Oh, I'll start maybe giving back when I have all this. You don't have to have money. Whatever it is that the goal that you have for this year, just start from wherever you are with whatever you have with action. Dive in, the deep end. The rest will take care of itself.
You know what? You're absolutely right. There's never a perfect moment, ever. And as you're waiting for that perfect moment, there are a lot of opportunities you lose along the way because being human, you will be busy gaslighting yourself. I don't think I'm ready for this. I don't think I cannot stand in front of people and give a speech. I I am not very eloquent. If you do not practice speaking in front
Rose,
of
hold
people,
there.
yeah,
Yes, hold there.
yeah,
So that is a common, Rose. And ladies and
yeah,
gentlemen, it's by a simple what you need to change if you're going through that. And most of us, including myself, we went through that. The only difference is some of us we just decided to dive in, go to the deep end. Because if you don't practice, you will continue having the same challenge, Rose. But the moment you have the platform, you are showing up fully, you are there, you're just saying, you know what, I may not be perfect, but I'm going to do it. The more you do it, the more you're becoming that perfect person that you want to become. Otherwise, you are denying yourself an opportunity of a very beautiful end, the other side of the bridge that you need to be at. So, Rose, yes, back to you. Allow me to
yeah,
say that we need to just execute. You can't say that I'm shy, I can't speak. Just speak the few words that you have, the rest will just take shape. So you don't have to wait for the perfect moment. That perfect moment will never come. And it will be always more complications. Because what happens when you're ready to speak now, those moments are not there. Those opportunities are not there. When you're
yeah,
ready now to maybe do what you want to do, maybe it's your mission, whatever you want to do, or maybe that particular job, because that job is no longer there. Either you're too old for it or something has happened. So by
yeah,
knowing that, just dive in. I might not be the best person, the best qualified, but let me put in this because maybe there's something else that they might see in me, which is most of the time, Rose, is the case. And
yeah,
especially ladies, if you're here, allow me to just say this is where we are normally we score very lowly in terms of just giving yourself, underrating ourselves. We're saying, okay, if I have all this, then I look for that job. When I have all this, when I get married, then I'll do this. When I get my firstborn, then I'll do this. There's always something tying us down, as opposed to just diving in and just saying, I will flow in. 2026, let it be a year of just the flow. Let it come your way. The opportunities that are going to come, embrace the opportunities, grab them, run with them, learn as you move along, crush them, crush those goals as you move along. Have
yeah,
those audacious goals that they even scare you. I have goals that even scare me at times. And I'm like, oh my God. But you see
yeah.
what, Rose? Because my desire is right, my heart is right, the head now will just have to adjust. We will attain that.
True, true. And you know what? I'll not even add anything further. You have put it perfectly. Yeah. So we've talked about diving execution. How can someone recognize when a goal needs adjusting rather than abandoning?
Mhm. Very good. Good question, Rose. For me, what I've seen is if it's really speaking to you, it is something that is giving you satisfaction, that particular goal. You can see it, you can actually tie it. And that takes me to another thing that I really wanted to talk about, Rose, is tying your goal to a community, tying your goal to an identity or a community. By tying it to an identity, there's something. If you want to maybe say, I want to be known for something, that is your identity. I want to
Yeah,
be known for this. That is your identity. So tie that goal to an identity. If your goal is tying into a certain identity, trust me, don't drop it, because you'll be very miserable, because you're not going to be identified in that manner that you want it to be. I hope I'm not losing anyone. So
Yeah.
that identity, tying it to it, is what will keep you going. So if your goal is tying to a certain identity that makes you feel good about yourself, please do not drop it. The only thing you can do is to tweak it. And Rose, you're talking about this, I think, when we are just the two of us. Baba is saying,
Yeah.
tweak that particular thing, but let us not drop it, because it's an identity on its own and it makes you feel good. It's a community, it's something that speaks to you. I want to be known for this. So what is this that you want to be known for? Don't drop that goal. The only thing you can do, like we said, Rose, is do it differently so that you look for other better results. But you can't do it the same old way that you used to do it. Tweak it a bit, spice it up a bit, change the route maybe. Maybe if it's your playlist in the gym, change the playlist. So many things that you can put to just change the gym altogether, go to a different place altogether, change your squad altogether.
Yeah.
Trust me, attain that goal, because it's something that you've tied your goal to a certain identity. But if your goal is identityless, that is why you're not able to keep those goals. Because after all, I was just doing it for the sake. I saw Rose doing it and she's doing so well. I thought I would try it. You remember, it is not about your
Yeah.
identity. If I want to be known as one healthy person, then I'll start eating right. I'll start eating my salads, my whatever, my cucumber, name it. I'll start working on that. And if it's too difficult, because there's something that I'm visualizing already, that particular lifestyle that I want to be known for, I want to, not to be known for, I want to, it's just who I am, my identity. It has to be pushed to do the right things, Rose. I don't think you'll be looking at the fruit section and they'll be like, no, I don't touch that. I can only do the junk food. Not at all. That is just completely just for the
Yeah.
sake of it. So yes, by knowing that. Or I want to be an avid reader, but you don't even open such a book or any book for this. You know what you want to do. What even yourself, how do you remember very well it's really teaching? My apologies for
Sorry.
that. Stated. So I think for me, what works is tying my goal to my identity. And all the goals will only speak to those specific areas. And that's why the values come in there. It's really your goals are attached to your values. You will never change them. You can't be saying, I want to do philanthropy, but at the same time, I don't like energy. I don't like people. They just suck up my energy when I'm around people. It can't work, because you have to go there in the slums. You'll have to go there. You'll have to open your gates for the people. What am I trying to say? Time your goals, or time your goals to who you are, your values, your identity, so that when those people are there, you feel like, I'm not telling someone, if it's December, the holidays, I can't rest, because the rest, I do not know how the rest feels. For me, the rest is now needed. So that's how I get more energy. There's another part, and there's nothing wrong with that, ladies and gentlemen. It's just
Yeah.
knowing how you're wired, your DNA, and embrace that and work with it. So whereby you can say, for me, instead of being in the maybe a rest, I don't know, really, and be the people then keep doing the thing. So by knowing that, you're tying your values to that. But if mainly the crowd is actually sapping your energy, people are coming to your place and they're talking the whole day is too much for you, you'll be very miserable. You won't attain that goal. Change the goal very, very fast and just go for the goal that speaks to your identity, a goal that speaks to who you are, a goal that speaks to what you stand for. And the goal should not be like your neighbors or should never be like your colleagues. Your goal is just yours because they speak to who you are. By doing that, Rose, I think there's no single day you will be at any point feeling like I need to drop anything. There's no goal that I drop. For me, just picking it and moving forward because it speaks to who you are. And the moment you drop it, you feel very miserable. It is something like it. So that goal, just pick it and keep going. But let it speak to your identity, your values, who you are, what you stand for.
I think if I can add something to that, I think
Yes.
the need for someone to be patient.
Yes.
Rome was not built in one
Exactly.
day. The wall of
Exactly.
China was not built in one day. And that
Yes.
is why you will find there are short-term goals, mid-term goals, long-term goals.
Yes.
A goal that you set up, you think it is, quick, fast, something that you can easily achieve ends up morphing into this big, beautiful thing. You have to be patient with yourself as you grow alongside the goal that you're trying to achieve. So I think patience is one thing that we also lack. Even if it's going to the gym, you want to go and tone up, you want to go and build muscle. You're there with your partner, you forget their body type.
Yes.
They build muscle so quickly. You have been there lifting all the weights and everything, and you're not changing.
Yes.
And then you're here giving up. We just
Mm,
have to be patient with the goals,
mm,
because
mm.
any audacious goal
Yes.
will scare the life out of you. So
True.
if it's not scaring you enough, then
Mm.
you have to rethink it. So we have to be patient with what it is that we are doing.
And Rose, you need also to be consistent. So the patience builds the
Yeah,
consistency
yeah,
because you don't go to the gym and you want to see the six pack tomorrow morning. So that
yes,
consistency now pushes you to be patient by just knowing, you know what, patience pays. I need to be
yeah.
consistent. I need to be committed. I need to just keep going. Yeah, very true, Rose.
Now, when you look back at a year and say that mattered, what usually made the difference?
Wow. Wow. Good question and very, very a tough one there. I think
Yeah,
for me, that year would be the year whereby I just said, can I do more? Can I stop being just Lillian for Lillian? Can I think the moment, I would say it's more of just discovering yourself, who you are in
yeah,
terms of you're bigger than just you, not bigger, but you can do more. And the more here
yeah,
is not more salary, it is not more jobs. It's just saying, can I live for others?
yeah,
And people are different. We all go through that stage, but differently for different reasons. So for me, the year will be that year that I made a call by just saying, I want to live for others, I want to serve others, not just from a job perspective, but
yeah,
outside my job. So that year was totally different, and I've never been the same again because you tend to just it's a different person, Rose. Sorry, I can never just think who was Lillian before that. Yeah, it's
yeah.
difficult to relate. Yeah, at times you want to relate, but that Lillian does not exist. So
Sister.
that is the year that I made that call to another
Yeah,
person. So for another person, it will be the year that they got married. I don't know. For me, it's the year that I said I want to do more. And this I want to do more. What is it? And I got
yeah,
it all. And you know the mission, and then I pursue that mission, and the mission continues because mission is just the way your way of living, and
yeah,
that's the difference between the mission and the vision. Vision is where you want to get to. The mission now is just how the mission led life. So allow me to say that the year that I made the call of just saying I want to do more, and this is the more that I want to do. And I
yeah,
think that one needs you to call yourself to a meeting, even that you have to call yourself.
yeah. So I think if I can take it deeper, I think one of the things is for someone to take the time to self realize and self learn themselves, as in learn yourself on another level. Leave alone all these touch on the surface kind of learning. You have to dig deeper and
Mm,
really try and figure out what your purpose is. What's your purpose in this world?
mm,
Because any goal that you set, any ambition that you set out to, it should be pouring into you. It should not be draining into you. It should not drain you out. And I think that's where you find the energy, because what you're doing is it's
it's a
plugging you,
fuel.
it's charging you up, it's charging you. It's not, you're not the charging port. So I think we need to get to a point whereby you you've learned, you're allowing yourself to be vulnerable with yourself,
Mm,
to learn what you're strong at, what you're not good at, what you, and obviously everyone has what we are not good at, what you can
yes.
improve on, and
Mm,
then build from there. Because life is happening left, right, and center. You'll go to the office, you will have a bad day, you will, maybe you're using public transport, traffic is hellish that day. By the time you get to your house is no longer a safe space, your house is no longer a source of peace. So you need
mm,
to find things that are pouring into you, that are charging into you. Now, how can mission boards support focus without becoming rigid or overwhelming. Because I know a lot of times when people are doing mission boards or even vision boards, they will have the cutouts, they will put them nice and beautiful. And then you're looking at it every other day. But then it's like sometimes we forget that is your dream, that is what you're working towards. But sometimes we box ourselves to what you have indicated in that vision board or mission board. How can we support focus without becoming, use them without feeling that aspect of rigidity?
Good question, Rose. I think the rigidity will come in if you're not aligned with your values. If it's not speaking to who you are, then
Yeah.
definitely becomes another task. You look at it as another call that you need to, the chores that you need to do. So for me, the fact that you are aligned with your values, there is no single day that vision board or the mission board will become difficult. The only thing it will happen is you'll have the obstacles, like you said. There'll be challenging days that you've not attained, or the whole week you go back and you're like, oh my God, I've not ticked any box. Therefore, I need to do it differently. But you are not so rigid because it's what you stand for. This one speaks to who you are. It's like the oxygen. You need it for you to keep breathing. You need to keep breathing. You need the oxygen.
Yeah.
For me to keep surviving, I need my foundation work. It's part of me. You can't take it away. And how did I do that? Is by just having that mission-led mindset, whereby this is what I'm doing. So in as much as at times you are challenged, maybe the financial aspect, things are maybe too much work in the office, but I need to travel, I need to go to the roofs of those mamas and build the roofs, I will still create time. For me, it's just having rigidity will come in if you're not aligned with those goals, or if your mission led life is not actually what you stand for. You are doing that mission because somebody else looks like she's thriving in that. It looks like she's enjoying, she's having fun. For heaven's sake, it may not work. Or he looks like he's really succeeding or he's thriving. That person is not thriving. He's thriving because that is who he is. That rigidity will come in if there's no alignment rules. And remember when we started, we said alignment is key. Even before you penning them down, before you taking a book to just write them down one by one, goal two, month B, sorry, you need to just align. Is this really who I am? Do I stand for this? Yes, I love people, but I think I love them from a distance. I think I can support Rose to support those people. That's who I am. I love people. I don't want to see people suffering in the world. Just an example, Rose. But
Yeah.
I might not be able to go there and go to the hospitals, to go to the cancer wards and visit and clean them. That is not who I am. So those kind of conversations, they can only happen with you yourself, and then align with this. So by saying, I'm going to support Kenyatta, I'm going to support maybe, of course, maybe medical facilities, maybe that in my country, by whatever. But in this aspect, I'm not going to be so involved because that is not who I am. I'm very pathetic, yes, but not up to this extent. Or I'm that type of a person, but this is what not is what. So by being very particular with yourself, or maybe I'm so much into education, let me go to the schools, let me do ABCD. So knowing who you are really works. Some people also, it may not be education. Maybe I might not work with a girl child properly. Let me do something else. So this nation-led life, this purpose of life, this purpose-led life, we need to really, it needs to come from within us. The fire must come from within us. We must fire it up by knowing ourselves, self-awareness thoroughly. Besides the self-awareness, we need to be very, not just authentic, but just be unapologetic as or unapologetic to you. By just saying, oh, this is what I stand for and this is what I pursue. Rigidity rules will come in if you're not aligned.
That gives a perfect summary. Yeah. When you're in conflict with who you really are, you really cannot make any positive steps forward. So that feeling of being overwhelmed, it's because you are not being true to yourself. So be true to yourself. That way, you really don't have to. It's second nature. It's part of you. It just flows because you are unapologetically you. You're authentically you. You are just you. Now, what simple habits or check-ins help people stay aligned with their intentions? And Now, I know we've talked about having the personal advisory board, but for someone who has not, set that up, they don't have accountability partners. How can they start? I think maybe we can treat that question to how can we have accountability partners? What do we need to look out for? Because an accountability partner is a person who will call you out. They will not just flow with you. You're not looking for another photocopy of yourself or a scanned copy of yourself. You are looking for someone who they stand for the truth. And when they tell you, Rosalind, you're not doing the right thing, yeah, that's specifically that. So, how do we go about identifying accountability partners, and how can we set up that relationship? What are those responsibilities that come up with such a relationship?
Excellent question. Rose, I think for me, the PBS or the Public Advisory Board, that particular board has 5 people. Let's start with that. So
Yeah.
very quickly, these are the sponsors. The sponsors, not the Kenyan context, but let's go to the real sponsors here. The sponsors are the people, Rose, who will always mention your name. I know Rose Maina. She's doing ABCD. She can actually do this role for us. Or I've seen her do this particular project. We can promote her. Those are sponsors. People will whisper our names or our name when we are not present. Those people have our best interests at heart when it comes to matters development, matters growth, matters expansion and enrichment. Those people are there. And if you do not know them, make a point of in 2026, this particular year, identify them. Most of the time, they'll come from within our organization because that's where we grow in, that is where we develop. Identify them. They don't have to be from the same department. This is somebody who could even be in finance and in HR. This could be somebody in marketing and you are in PR, you are in, IT. But identify those people. These are decision makers. These are people who are slightly ahead of us. Identify sponsors in your organization. They are there. And even outside as well. But people mean well. They want to see those unplugged rows moving from step A to step B. They are there. Identify sponsors. They will be part of your personal advisory board. Number 2 for me will be the mentors. Very key. These are people that you want to learn from. These are people who are slightly ahead of you. They've been there, done that. You want to just be like them or even be better than them. They know the ropes, they can't hold you. Those are the mentors. You can't succeed if you do not have mentors. Really mentors. You still have people you can call in and say, hey, I do want to do ABCD. We move from the mentors. We have people known as coaches. Coaches, you have assignment Rose 2026. Make sure you have a coach, an executive coach, whatever, the career coach, life coach, whereby you're saying, this is where I want to be. I want to attain this particular goal. This is a task, this is an assignment that I'm looking at. Let's work together. Coaches, they're mostly for a time frame. They are mostly just for specific assignment. That's why people keep confusing them with a mentor. Totally different. Even the way you relate, a coach and a
Yeah.
mentor is totally different. Right? So make sure you have a coach who can work with you. There's a particular goal that you're looking at an assignment that's with a coach. I think you're the fourth person that now comes to mind of it very fast. I would want to see a cheerleader around me. Somebody who cheers me on because they know that the goal that I want to achieve, I needed to be here. They're able to say, hey, Lilian, you're doing well. These are the people that they know you better. They know you inside out. They know where you belong. They can say, Rose, where you are, you need to get 70. And these are people who can be very forthright with you. They have nothing to lose because at the end of the day, you are just let's mirror each other. Identify those people, they are there, that you are leaders. These are people who you're doing well or slowing down. Accountability, again, very specific, more or less like a cheerleader, because they're able to tell you, hey, wake up. So for me, cheerleaders are people who always cheer you up. They're able to give you, in as much as I'm not doing well, they still just keep you in high frequency. Because again, I don't want to be negative. Already I'm not doing well. Already I'm at 40%. I know it is January. I've not gone back to the gym. Please don't rub it on me. The only thing you can do is you can do it. You've done it before. Let's have those conversations. I mean, somebody who can be grateful and say, that's the cheer leader. Somebody who can tell each other. Or I see you're promoted last week. Wow, well done. Now let's work even harder for next. That's a cheerleader. So not those people will clap behind your back. Let them clap here when I'm seeing. Let's clap for each other. Those are the cheerleaders. Lastly,
Yeah.
the accountability partner where they say, hey, where you mentioned this, are you doing this? time you want their coach to be accountability partner. It won't work. Coach wants to sit and go. It can't work. You can't go back to the coach. I didn't do this, blah, blah, blah. No, 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 no. Accountability partner, how you identify them. Rose, back to your point, I think I just wanted to give our participants the overview of the PABs and how to make sure that you have the right people, because they all play different
Roles.
roles in our lives. Most of the time you find one person, but you want them to play the 5 roles together. You will go there because
Sure.
you are waiting for them, and then they can't be your cheerleader, they can't be the coach, they can't be the mentor, they can't be your sponsor. You need to go people. Goes to your point and to your question, I think it was more of just saying, how do I identify that accountability partner? Even
Yeah.
all these, how do I identify them? I'll come back one day, but for today, accountability partner, make sure this person is somebody who has your history kind of, because again, I don't just want to come and tell you, look, I'll be waking up every morning going forward. It can't work like that because you don't know how well these particular desires have been holding it. So somebody who knows you well, Rose, would make a better accountability partner than somebody you've just met today morning. These are people who know you best in terms of just your background, your interests, your aspirations, your dreams. They have seen you grow. They have seen you when you're down at the trenches, when you're up there. There's one of my teachers, I know you when you are doing your foundation. I can see your face, like I know you inside out. Those are the people that are the accountability partner, because they know if she attains this goal, this is how Lillian feels when she attains this goal. This is how she looks like. This is how she looks like when she's driving. This is how Rose, this particular agenda or this particular goal will make her feel like. Because it is who you are, they know you. Identify those people who know you, Rose. They could be your colleagues, they could be your family members, whoever it is, but somebody who has your best interest at heart, somebody who knows you better, you've spent time with them, you maybe I just want something fresh. My accountability fresh, my mentor fresh, my coach, it doesn't work with accountability partner. Accountability partner is somebody who knows that if she fails, this is what will make her feel. So I don't want her to feel like that. I want her to thrive. I want her to be at point A, and how she gets to this at level 10 is by being hard on her or being there for her, knowing that we want to get there. Another person maybe doesn't know you, whether this is how it makes you feel. I'll come and tell you, oh, you're not doing so badly. Okay, let's just continue. So yes, people have best interest at heart, but above all, those who know you best.
I agree. Someone who knows you best will also know when you are slacking. Someone who doesn't know you might think you're doing okay, but you know very well you're not putting the
You're
effort.
at your 40, you are not even at 80, not even 90, 100% was.
Exactly. So this is very eye-opening. 5 key people: sponsor, mentor, your coach, your cheerleader, and your accountability partner. Each and every one of them has their specific responsibility in your life. And I think that is what we all need in our life, you know, because they cut across, be it personal or professional, depending on how you're interacting with them. Your accountability partner does not know the differentiation between Rosalind at the office and Rosalind at work because they know you 360. In some cases, if it's a coach and it's a work perspective, they are limited to that frame. So yes,
Exactly.
we could all use to have a personal advisory board, people that will hold us accountable, people that will call us out, and we must be ready to put the work. Because if someone is mentioning your name in rooms because they've seen you, but then you fail to deliver, you are actually ruining their stature, because sponsors are people that people take their word for it. So if you do not follow through, you're doing yourself a disservice alongside the individual. Thank you for that. Now, how does being intentional help people say no without guilt? A lot of people are yes people, and you become drained because you're saying yes all through, but you've not identified where your energy needs to go. So How does being intentional help people say no without guilt?
I think, Rose, I'll flip that
Mm-hmm.
to being authentic rather than even just being intentional. Because when I'm
Yeah,
authentic, I'm able to put boundaries, I'm able
yeah,
to place my no confidently without feeling like I have to make Rose happy or I have to make the whole world happy. So
yeah,
being authentic is what now leads you to be very intentional. But anyway, I think, yeah, I'll still be intentional, but
yeah,
authenticity is what will do. Just being yourself. And when
yeah,
you're authentic, there is no guilt at any given point because you're able to say, right now, it's a no, and because I'm overwhelmed. I think I can do it tomorrow. I'm not able to deliver on that result. I'm not able maybe to deliver on those targets because of A, B, C, D. Or I'm not able to achieve this because of a particular reason. Because you can't do that if you're not authentic. Then you end up being guilty. Did I the rose? Is she happy? How does she look at me? Will I be a friend again? You are having so much baggage, yet you did not even need to go through that in the first place. If you're just said a simple no by just saying no thank you, I will join you next time, not this Saturday. This Saturday I have another engagement. I'm very grateful, I will join you another Saturday.
yeah,
And by that way you will not drain yourself. I told you I was to travel yesterday to do
mm,
the building.
yeah,
Because I couldn't do it, I said no, I'm not coming, but my friend is coming. Then I'll go
yeah.
and see the house when I am there. Did that make sense, Rose? That is
Yes.
now you're able to, because you're authentic. Otherwise, Rose, I was going to go, but remember, I'm also overwhelmed somewhere else. That particular is now yesterday. So
Yes.
you yes, but you're not happy because you want to please other people. So
Yeah.
let us be educated, ladies and gentlemen, whereby you're able to say, I can strike a balance. I might not do it in this manner, but I can do it remote, I can do it another way, but still be able to catch up with what I want to catch up with without feeling too stretched. Because I'm still stretched. I can still go, come, maybe travel around in the middle of the night, 3 a.m. So for everything, when you feel like you don't have that energy for that particular thing, do it differently, tweak it, let it be done, but without feeling any guilt. What brings the guilt is when you want to please everyone. You want to say, yes, yes, yes. Can you take this? Yes. Can I do? Because I want to be promoted, so I want to take all the work. It doesn't work like that. Even after doing all that, you may not get that promotion. What works is even the ones who are promoting will be able to see that, yes, she might not be a yes person, but she has value that she's bringing to the table. We need her just the same way we need other people. So create value without feeling that you have to compromise who you are. Never compromise who you are. I think for me, just drawing those strict boundaries and being very authentic, besides being authentic, also being putting myself in other people's shoes, whereby you're saying, yes, I might not do it now, but let me give them another answer that speaks to them. So even how you respond, very, very important. So, because I might tell you no, but I've not told you why I'm saying no to you. So you may not take it kindly. But if I respond to you with a no, and I'm able to quantify my no in a very empathetic way, because you'll be able to listen. Actually, no, I'm not able to join you. There's so much in the office today. However, I have put plan A, plan B in place. Everything
Yeah.
is going on. Some people will be like, no, 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 she's not a good. You'll still be able to move on. So
Yeah.
for me, authenticity works. How I respond to you also is very important. I'm more empathetic when I'm having this no conversation. Do I support my no? I need to support the no. Because you can't just tell me I'm doing it. Why not joining me? You left me hanging somewhere. Why is he not joining me? Is it that I'm not important to her? You see, you've taken me from level here to another different level.
Yes.
But if
Yeah.
only you told Lilian, I'm not joining on Saturday, I have a wedding that, I have to attend to, so sorry, next time I'll join you. That is very polite. And I understand. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's make sure that we're able to support our nose kindly with a lot of love and a lot of empathy because that is the only way we can keep this tough world going on. Because the world can be tough, very complicated, but when we are aligned, when we are able to communicate with one another with authenticity, without pretending to just make you happy or you making me happy, then the world becomes a better place. So let's not just make our bosses or our lives. Let's have happy. Let us be people who can be authentic, but as you're being authentic, also be empathetic in the process. Whereby I'm saying, yes, this is a mistake. However, I'm correcting the mistake by explaining how it is a mistake and me also how do we ensure that we do not have to repeat the same. So empathy, authenticity, they go hand in hand.
Perfect. Absolutely spot on. As we come to the tail end of this wonderful conversation, um, what's one question people can return to throughout the year when they feel off track?
Off track. When you feel off track and you want to keep, like we said, I think when we started Rose, it was more of
Yes,
how do you build the momentum? How do you make sure that that energy that we have in January with our
yes,
resolutions, with our reflections, with our dreams and desires, how do you make sure that we keep that fire burning?
yes,
As we wake up at 5, whatever it is that we've put, the books that you want to read, that reading energy and the momentum, whatever you put in place, how do you make sure that you attain it? And this off track is now what is the opposite. So for me, I think I'll just repeat by saying the off track by just going back, by reviewing your mission board. What did I put? Why did I really need? Why did I really need to read these books? How was I going to feel when I'm done reading these books? When I'm done with the books, sorry, that is just one example. Or
yeah,
if I wanted this to get this healthier, to get to this body size, or to get to this weight, to get to this particular whatever it is, how was I going to feel? So by going back to my notes or by going back to whatever I'd put down as my goals,
yeah,
that alone will make sure that you're not off track because it's a reminder. But if you've not put anything down, you have no mission board. What you had is just the vision, but the mission is not there, then you've missed the point because you have the vision, yes, the desired end, but mission is the why and the how. So
yeah,
the why and the how is missing. So you're just seeing the vision or the pictorials, but what is the pictorials should be supported with your why. Why do I need to get there? Why am I leading this mission-led life? Why do I have this purpose? It will remind you of what you wanted at the beginning so that you keep yourself, you're not off track. Another
yeah,
thing that you do not make, that will make sure that you're not off track, just to, I think maybe if I can go back to what we started with, Rose, you
yeah,
have to, besides the reviewing of the goals that you've put, you also need to just make sure that they're attainable. They are, if maybe it was a weekly basis, you can say, okay, fine, weekly might be too squeezed for me, let me push it to be monthly. We said life is not static, life is dynamic. It might have been a weekly goal, but now looking at the things, the way things are, I'm not overwhelmed, and let me do it every fortnight and every monthly. You will not be off. The only thing you'll be doing it differently. You've fixed the timeline, you've fixed the frequency, you've ticked how you look at it, but it is the still same goal that you're looking at. Otherwise, then you become very pressurized, very stressed, and they're your very own goals, but they're stressing you. Besides the
yeah.
life stressing you, so you don't want that. You want when it comes to you, you can
Yeah.
be full enough to just say it was weekly. No, it's not working. Let me do monthly. But to do that, you must go back to the evaluation. You must go back to the review.
It, you've made me think of the Simon Sinek book, the one that, why. It's like go back
Yes,
to your why. You have to identify why did you start this in the first place?
exactly.
Why are you doing it? What does it mean to you?
Yes.
And if you can answer the why, then you will get back to you'll get going. Um, what does commitment look like once clarity is in place?
Wow, good one. One word for me for commitment would be just showing up.
Yeah,
What is that? Just showing up. Because you already have the clarity. And then the commitment bit of it is just showing up and continuing doing the same thing and putting in all the work for it and just follow through. That is a commitment. Otherwise, a commitment that you want to do it today and you want to see the results tomorrow, I think that is not commitment. That is something else. That is someone who you want to get the results. That is what commitment is, just going for it, showing up for it, no matter what. It is raining, Rose, I will still wake up. You will still wake up. You will still go and read those books. It's raining. You will still go to the gym. You will still pack your clothes. You will not say it is raining, I cannot go today. It's very cold. That is not commitment, Rose. That
yeah,
is the opposite of commitment. Commitment is just saying whether it's raining, shining, or whatever it is, I will still show up. Showing up, Rose, for me, it is what it's a commitment. no matter what.
Show up consistently and keeping that discipline. There are no buts.
No.
You show up, come what may. Final question of the night. What's one gentle reminder you'd offer to someone designing their year? So not everyone has done resolutions before. I
Mm,
mean, some
mm,
people, it's just a change of the clock. It's just a change of the calendar. But
mm,
someone who wants to give it a try,
mm.
what's a gentle reminder you'd offer to someone who's designing their year?
A reminder to me to somebody who is coming up with their mission board right now and
Okay.
goal setting and resetting, whatever you're going to put down right now, just know that life is not static. So it might not work, yes, but it's attainable if you put your head and mind into it. It is attainable. All you need to do is the energy and the willpower, which again, it is within our control. It is not at the mercy of anyone. It is not at the mercy of an employer, the mercy of your family member, mercy of everything starts and stops with us. So by
Yeah.
knowing the willpower is in me, the energy is within me, I can attain anything. However, should it not go the way I want it to go, I will still tweak it, I will still achieve the goal. My parting shot was it will be the
Yeah.
willpower and the energy belongs to me. I am powerful, I can become, I can attain, I can achieve anything that I put my head or I put my mind into.
I don't think I can add anything else, to be very honest. I think we need to be our number one cheerleaders. We don't need, yes, we will have other people, cheering you on, but when you tell yourself, I am loved, I can do this, I can achieve it, I am a go getter, I am a believer, all the positive things, they do something to your energy that it kind of resets your mind frame. That something you thought was impossible,
Mm,
you start seeing possibilities. And that is all you need. That hope that the moment you start, you will continue keeping that going, and the hope will give you the energy to sustain you through the journey.
it's true.
Lillian, I cannot thank you enough. I cannot believe that it's
Thank you.
actually beyond an hour. Thank you so much for
Thank you.
sparing your time for these wonderful insights. For anyone who's joining at this tail end, I think I will highlight for you the first critical things that we said when you are talking about setting up your goals. Number one, align your goals with your values. Who are you? Yeah.
Mm,
Are you
mm,
ready to do the work? Number
mm,
two, write them down.
mm,
In HR, we say if it's not written, it never happened. So write them down. Yeah.
mm,
Just write them down. Number three, stick to 3 or 4 goals. Run with them. Let
mm,
them be SMART goals.
mm,
Okay. 4, your goals have to be time bound. Is it daily? Is it weekly? Is it monthly? Is it quarterly? Is it annually? And make a conscious effort to always review.
mm,
Just because you've written it down now doesn't mean that you're going to review it in December.
mm,
That is just zero. Okay.
mm.
You have to constantly review it. And last but not least, review your goals. Life is not static. You are always growing, you're always morphing into something bigger and better. So you have to review your goals to align with your present. Yeah. Don't hang on to the past. Align with the present and run with it. And something that Lillian said that is very critical, you will never feel ready. You will never be ready enough. So you have to dive in. You have to put in the action. You have to execute. Yeah. Failure to that, your reflection, your intention, whatever it is, it remains that. So to transform it, you have to execute. You have to take the action. Lillian, thank you so very much for your time this evening. Thank you for the insights that you have shared. Thank you to everyone that has joined us. via LinkedIn and YouTube. I cannot thank you enough for your patronage. This is the first episode of season 3, Unplugged with Ross. The topic of tonight was vision boards and mindful goals, designing a year that matters. Lillian, any parting words before we close out?
Wow. Mine, Rose, is to thank everyone who tuned in to participate and to be with us. Thank you so much, and wishing you the best as we start on the 2026. It's a year that is still fresh. We can become, we can do, we can achieve whatever we put our minds into. All we need to do is to have the self-drive within us. We have what it takes, and it's all about us tuning in and making sure that we achieve it, because nothing stops us. You can become unstoppable. You can become unbreakable if you have the right spirit, the right energy, and the right spark. Thank you very much. Have a good evening wherever you are. Good morning, good day if you're tuning in from all over the world. Thank you very much, Rose. I really, really appreciate it. Was quite an excellent session for me. I also enjoyed myself. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, Lillian. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you,
Wishing
everyone.
wishing you a good night and see you in the next episode of Unplugged with Ross. Have a good one.
Take
Thanks.
take
Bye.
care. Bye bye. Bye bye.